Maruf Raza and GD Bakshi on the Indian side, and KC Singh, former Secretary, Ministry of External Affairs as well. And on the other side, we have Chief Coordinator of Musharraf's party, All Pakistan Muslim League, that's Ahmad Raza Kasuri. And we have a member of the National Assembly of the PMLN, that's Nawaz Sharif's party, Maiza Hamid. Thank you very much. Now, to start with you, KC, why do you think Musharraf is behaving like the Taliban spokesperson now? What really is the reason why, in your view, Pervez Musharraf, however bad and pathetic his political situation, however irrelevant he may be, why is he choosing to behave like the Taliban spokesperson?
No, he is the one who banned the Lashkar-e-Taiba in 2002. He is the one who gave commitments, public commitments, that Pakistani soil would not be used. But now, of course, it's turned around because he is being persecuted, he is under house arrest, so he wants to play the gallery, and he's been doing it for the last 6 months. He gave interviews to Indian television channels where he said we can attack Kashmir from behind,
right.
We can have terrorists behind the Indian army. So he's been holding forth and taking a particularly radical position, because he is playing to the army, he's playing to the gallery, he's playing to the radicals, because he realizes that's the only way he can get Nawaz Sharif off his back.
Is it true or not, GD Bakshi, that the party Ahmad Raza Kasuri belongs to, which is Musharraf's All Pakistan Muslim League, that is it true or not, General Bakshi, that Musharraf was the man who gave the longest rope to the Pakistan Taliban? That he was the man who kept releasing Taliban people when he was president. He propped up the Pakistan Taliban. He constantly indulged them. He negotiated with them. He helped them grow. In fact, GD Bakshi, many people believe that the Pakistan Taliban became strong only because of Musharraf. Is this not a reasonable assessment to make, General Bakshi?
Let us also not forget, Arnab, that, after the 2001 Operation Enduring Freedom, once the American pressure shifted to Iraq, it is General Musharraf who sensed an opportunity in then Afghanistan, and he began to reinduct the Taliban into that area. Who gave shelter to Mullah Omar?
Musharraf.
Who gave shelter to the Haqqani group?
Musharraf.
Who gave shelter to Gulubuddin Hekmatyar? It has all happened in the tenure of General Musharraf. He played, he sort of, he hunted with the hounds and he ran with the hare. And he tried to sort of pursue a very duplicitous, two-sided, two-faced policy of trying to appease the Americans and yet trying to destabilize Afghanistan and set the stage for the return of the Taliban once he thought American interest had waned. Here is a man desperately trying to come back on a comeback trail as far as Pakistani public opinion is concerned, and look at the lengths to which he is prepared to go. Look at the lengths to which this discredited dictator who created the fiasco of the Kargil war for his own country, who refused to own those dead troopers of the Northern Light Infantry.
Yes.
Who created the fiction of non-state actors having, entered into Kargil.
And now
the man trying to give us the spin.
And now I want to reveal something.
The spin, Arnab.
No, I want to show something I want to show something. No, one second. I want to show something tonight. Maruf, I'm just showing something. I don't know if you have a TV set in front of you. But I'm going to show something. These are pictures of the 2004. These pictures are from 2004 when Musharraf did a deal with the Taliban. Now we'll show that video there and I'll speak a little bit over it. This is 2004. This is what Musharraf did. And let all the people across India, Pakistan, the entire world see these pictures. These are pictures of a deal between Musharraf's government, Musharraf's army and Naik Mohammed, the leader of the Pakistan wing. I'll pull that out, the grid at the bottom so that we can see these pictures. And there is also a speech, a part of that speech, which I will now put on air on Indian television for the first time. When the leader of the Pakistan wing of the Taliban at that time, Naik Mohammed, he says that we are Pakistan's atomic bomb. This is how he describes. He says, when India attacks Pakistan, you will see us defending the border. And this is a Taliban leader of that time putting a pagdi on a general's head. This is under Musharraf's time. And this really exposes the entire link up between both sides. Let's play a small clip of what he said. Let's play the clip as well. Raza Kasuri, the pictures are on your screen. I have played a tape of what was going on between Musharraf and the Taliban. Does Musharraf want to take responsibility for what has happened instead of trying to blame others? Should he not take responsibility for creating this group called the Pakistan Taliban?
See, number one, to begin with, I must say that General Musharraf, although he has been in uniform, but he has been a most moderate Pakistani leader who believed in maintaining international peace.
Sir,
and his commitment to the
pictures I am showing are of army generals and Taliban together. 1 second. I am going, the army generals and the Taliban praising each other, and the Taliban saying we are soldiers of the Pakistan army. 1 second.
If you,
sir, please tell me. And the Taliban saying, let me complete and then you can reply. Why does the leader of the Taliban say that we are Pakistan's atomic bomb? Please tell me. Just tell me that.
Well, this...
In Musharraf's time, in front of Musharraf's general.
This recording has been prepared by the RAW.
Oh, God.
And they have very smartly done it, see. But that,
well, really.
You know, you unfortunately we are passing
even
through
now you are in denial.
Such a unfortunate situation. We are in a sense of grief. And
sir,
instead
we
of
grieve with you, but this tape reveals everything.
In Pakistan bashing, you do not leave any opportunity to get one of Pakistan bashing.
Sir, the question here is that you have, Maruf,
some sympathy. We have,
sir, we have shared our sympathy with you,
and still
we share great concern. But when Musharraf dares to say, when Musharraf dares to point the finger at India, I have played a tape out.
Any relationship with...
Sir, I have played a tape out which reveals the link between the Taliban and Musharraf. Maruf, please. Maruf.
Terrorist attack.
Maruf.
He survived.
One second. Mr. Kasuri, 1 second. Maruf is responding to you. Tell Kasuri.
Sir,
please don't mind, Mr. Kasuri. I have to reveal the
program.
Yes, Maruf.
This program is sponsored by the RAW.
Sir, you can say what you wish. Maruf will respond.
Mr. Kasuri, sir. Sir, for you, anything that anybody who speaks against the established anti-Indian line in Pakistan is a RAW agent. But let me give you 3 pieces of evidence, sir. I have myself interviewed General Musharraf twice, once on 9th October 2010, one on 17th January 2013. In the interview on 9th October 2010, of which the recording is available with Times Now, he himself admitted to me that yes, I was part of the force that initially created the Taliban to be used in Afghanistan, but we had no choice, but the Americans later asked us to abandon them. And there is recorded evidence in the form of at least 3 books I can quote to you, where authors, both Pakistani and international, have said that when there was a reason for Musharraf to abandon the Taliban, he didn't think it worth its while. Today's newspaper carries an article by Aisha Siddiqa, who's well known to your military establishment, who says when she asked the generals that today you call them good Taliban, what happens if they become bad Taliban? They were silent. The third thing that I wish to bring out to you, that Musharraf is on record, and this is internationally available on the internet, in 2004 to say that I can unleash thousands of jihadis into India. So Musharraf has had a hand with them. Every senior military commander has played with them for their own reasons, and today's Economist also has an article both blaming Musharraf and General Kayani for having used them as strategic assets. It's another thing now, the game has gone sour for the Taliban and they are hitting out at your children, and we are all with you in this hour of grief But the point at issue is, when are you going to change this narrative of hatred against India? When are you going to stop blaming India for even ills like Fazlullah's attack? You have to revisit your entire approach towards India. We don't mean ill for you for all the time. Today, schools in India, across India, even I was there at a meeting at a school today earlier, and I also stood in 2 minutes silence. I also stood in 2 minutes silence. But for you, everybody in India is a raw agent. And let me tell you, sir, let me tell you very bluntly, Mr. Raza Kasuri sir, Mr. Kasuri sir, please listen to my last sentence. Sir, with respect, you are a distinguished lawyer, but please listen to my last sentence, and that is that however much you may dream that the Taliban and the jihadis and the Lashkars will give you the Pakistan that you want, a Pakistan where Jannat will prevail and a Pakistan that will destroy India, I am sorry to see, sir, that no logical reason shows that this is going to happen. You are sleeping with the wrong people, sir. Please abandon them for your own interest.
The question to Maiza Hamid. 1 second, the question to Maiza Hamid. 1 minute. Mr. Kasuri.
And these Al-Qaeda
Mr. Kasuri.
fight against their
Mr. Kasuri, just 1 minute.
Russia, they would call
just 1 minute. Mr. Kasuri.
That evil empire was
Mr. Kasuri.
America, sir, Kasuri Saab, America only supported the initiative. The Americans only supported the initiative of General Nasrullah Babar.
So why don't you?
Americans supported the initiative of Nasrullah Babar who created the Taliban.
Sir, Mr. Kasuri, just 1 minute. Mr. Kasuri, now 1 second. Mr. Kasuri, I have heard you, and now you must listen to
Americans, yes, they got involved, but they got
what is happening now is very evident to all of us. Musharraf is guilty. And Musharraf ought to be guilty as hell. Musharraf ought to be guilty as hell, because if there is one man in Pakistan who has propped up the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Taliban, it is Musharraf. Musharraf is almost the creator of the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Taliban, and he can't cover up his mistakes by trying to point fingers at others. My question to Maiza Hamid is, Maiza Hamid, how responsible is it? How responsible is it? Would you think that after what has happened, I've shown pictures on the television set today of how the Taliban was created by the Pakistani army. Now, over years, right from Ziaul Haq to now, it has been a strategy of some Pakistani politicians and almost all its generals to prop up jihadi forces. After what has happened, after the killing of those children, Maiza Hamid, would you say it is time to control and exterminate all the jihadi agents, to stop support to any of them? And do you also believe people like Musharraf should hold their tongue? Maiza Hamid.
First of all, I'd just like to thank your Prime Minister and your Parliament and your children for showing solidarity with Pakistan. My second point would be that unfortunately Pakistan has been through a series of dictatorships which have no popular support, and unfortunately the decisions were being made on the top.
Yes.
Just listen and hear me out. They were not thought of, and they were not considered as far as masses were concerned or Pakistani people's sentiments were concerned. Nevertheless, things are improving in Pakistan since we have had a transition from one democracy to another. Whether it's a good one or a bad one, let the people of India and let the people of Pakistan decide that. Thirdly, I would just like to say that Pakistani Prime Minister has the popular support, and the popular support says that please hang the Taliban, because our children are suffering, and that's why he has made a historical decision of finishing that ban on the hanging of the terrorists.
I want to ask you this, please.
Let me just finish, and I think let the people of India decide. And then he has also pinpointedly said that there is no difference between the good Taliban and the bad Taliban.
No, Miss Hamid. Miss Hamid, the question is simple. The question is very simple. If there is no good Taliban and bad Taliban, just 1 minute. Miss Hamid, my question to you is, there is no good Taliban and bad Taliban.
Let me finish
How
my
is there?
answer
No, 1 second. Just 1 minute.
Finish my answer.
Miss Hamid, 1 second. My question to you is, how is there good terror in the form of Hafiz Saeed? How is there good terror in the form of Zakiur Rehman Lakhvi? No. How are they good terror? How did you release them?
See,
how did you release Zakiur Rehman Lakhvi? How is he good terror?
The democratic government of Pakistan is not saying that there is any good terror.
Ma'am, the prosecutor in the 2611 case.
The court said, let me defend myself. Would you let me answer?
A counter question to you would be allowed.
Let Indian people decide what I have to say. Listen. The courts were free to decide of whatever they wanted to. They were not under a dictator. This is a democratic government.
This is
a democratic government. And when he was denied, when he was given bail, then he was denied bail afterwards.
Miss Hamid, can I just point out to you? No, the people of India are watching, and I want to ask you one question. Please allow me. Detaining Lakhvi is just a face saver, because the fact of the matter remains that the government being a prosecutor, the government, allow me to complete, and please listen to me, Miss Maiza Hamid, please listen to me. The government of Pakistan, your government, is a prosecutor in this case, relying on a charge sheet by your federal investigating agency, using a mountain of evidence that has been provided to you, failed to prevent the granting of bail to Zakiur Rehman Lakhvi. It failed to make a strong enough case for Lakhvi not to be released. That failure is your government's failure. Failure is your government's failure.
This is your opinion.
It's not my opinion. The fact of the matter is the prosecution has not done its job.
I think...
1 second. Why did the prosecution not produce more witnesses in the court?
It's the courts that decide if someone is guilty or not.
No, 1 second. Maiza, don't blame it on the court. The prosecutor in this case is the government of Pakistan. The prosecutor in this case is the government of Pakistan. Maruf is responding, please. Maruf. Giri Bakshi and Maruf. 1 second. Maruf, please. Maruf, please, is taking you on. Maruf Raza is asking you a question, Maiza Hamid. Maruf Raza. Maruf Raza.
Madam, please get in touch. Madam, please get in touch with two of your distinguished ladies in Pakistan, Beena Sarwar and Aisha Siddiqa, who've written in our papers yesterday and today to say that the evidence is provided so selectively that the Pakistani courts, which are as it is on such slippery grounds that a criminal can virtually get away with murder, and the evidence when provided selectively, and when there is no witness protection system in your courts, Mr. Kasuri may disagree with me, but all that put together,
you are maligning Pakistani courts with the government and also the army. They are separate institutions. Each one is convicting, each one is making their own independent decisions.
Madam,
I will, Maruf Sahab, let me...
Madam, you can keep...
Don't build a narrative. Don't build a narrative for your convenience of your masses. You know the fact of the matter is that the masses are against these terrorists, and right now people are outside Lal Masjid, and they want the hanging of the particular terrorists that are involved.
And I want the hanging of Hafiz Saeed.
And I want the hanging of Hafiz Saeed. Are completely against.
Maiza Hamid.
The terrorist. That means that the Pakistan government is against the terrorists. So there is no plot against India. Maruf Sahab, please. Don't make India-Pakistan relationship more difficult.
You can keep shouting, madam. You can keep shouting.
I am not shouting, sir.
You
I am trying to make my point clear.
No. Madam, let me tell you.
Don't make a narrative.
That your masses... Madam, please hear me out. Madam, you're not listening. We have listened to you. We have listened to you.
Pakistan is very sincere in its efforts
You have to listen. You have to listen to a counterpoint. You have to listen. Pakistan is not.
You think in black and white. We are a democracy. We believe in talks. We believe in negotiations, and we believe that India and Pakistan can sit together
I just want to make one central point. Madam, no. You can keep being the envoy for peace, But let me make one central point, and that Beena Sarwar, Aisha Siddiqa, Hussain Haqqani, Khalid Ahmed, everyone makes in the last 2-3 days in Indian papers. And that is, while moderates in Pakistan and the public in Pakistan may be against terror, the military establishment still sees them as adequate assets against
No,
India.
I'm not. No, 1 second. Why then?
It was the military that India will use this opportunity to answer. So if not,
No, Miss Maiza Hamid, Miss Maiza Hamid, 1 second. Miss Maiza Hamid, Maruf, 1 minute, please. 1 minute, Miss Hamid, 1 second. What happens when Indian children are targeted? What happens when Indian women are killed? What happens when Indian families are eliminated? What happens then? And my question to you is, Maiza Hamid, for just 1 minute, let me come in, please, and tell one thing to Maiza Hamid. Maiza Hamid says tonight on the program, don't do anything to spoil India-Pakistan relations. Can I have her on screen? And can I please just make one point to her? Maiza Hamid, you say tonight, don't do anything to spoil India-Pakistan relations. I am asking you, what good is Hafiz Saeed doing to India-Pakistan relations? What good is Musharraf doing to India-Pakistan relations by saying that India is behind the attack in Peshawar? You tell me, and what action have you taken against either of them?
Musharraf has been in court since last 5
I am asking you about Hafiz Saeed.
And the courts are
Hafiz Saeed.
He was a dictator. Listen, just hear me out. See,
just because he was a dictator.
Who's made decisions in the last 10 years without any political mandate or
so Maiza Hamid,
nothing to do with
did Musharraf support the Taliban or not?
That I think
did Musharraf support the Taliban or not?
Forgets what the Prime Minister
did Musharraf support the Taliban or not?
The world, that we are against terrorism and we are doing our best to finish this terrorism out of this country, and Pakistan.
You are repeating yourself. GD Bakshi is coming back into the debate.
Why was your Prime Minister?
GD Bakshi only, please. Can I just have GD Bakshi on the screen, please? 1 second. GD Bakshi.
Central question.
GD Bakshi, Maruf, 1 second. GD Bakshi.
I would like to remind you. Madam, can I kindly remind you of the fact that when the Pakistan army recently wanted to launch Operation Zarb-e-Azm, the resistance came from the democratic politicians. The resistance
you
came
are completely wrong, sir. Our democratic government and all parties, including the democratic government, wanted the operation badly, and they made sure the Prime Minister made sure that operation took place. Maruf Sahib, it's so illogical the way you are saying it.
That's GD Bakshi.
Imran Khan, what has been his stance on the Taliban? I'm afraid both sides are equally guilty. You have been sheltering the Taliban. You have supported, armed, equipped, raised, trained, and operated the Taliban. How can you now, try and tell us that you distinguish between good Taliban and bad Taliban?
You're just playing it to the galleries.
No, you see, we have watched every single statement from Pakistan.
Madam, I'm telling you the facts.
No,
we have watched every single statement from Pakistan, Casey.
Let me clear this fact that Pakistani political leadership, including all elected parties who have been directly affected by terrorism in the last elections, hear me out.
Miss Maiza Hamid, why is it, please listen, please. Why is it we don't see a single word of condemnation from you for the statements of Hafiz Saeed? Are you scared of him?
Everyone in
Are you scared of Hafiz Saeed? Have you not seen the propaganda dished out by him?
Every party has condemned terrorist attacks and have openly condemned terrorist
Do you know that Hafiz Saeed even blamed India for the Kashmir floods? He blamed India for the Karachi airport attack? When the Pakistan Taliban claimed responsibility for the Karachi airport attack?
Can I kindly ask the lady
we condemn everything that has to do with the terrorists that have sabotaged
the biggest terrorist of them all is there in your backyard, ma'am.
Maruf Saab is completely on the wrong
I'd like to get Casey Singh back into this debate.
Political leadership, sincerity towards the nation is concerned.
One second.
Take decision on the basis of your judgment.
Mr.
Your
Kasuri.
judgment is...
Mr. Kasuri.
I'd like to ask you one very
Mr. Kasuri.
He concerned himself with the army because political scenario is a different ball game.
What have you done?
Now you see...
Today, if you were to lift... Take back your
Arnab, I'd like to ask the lady.
Maroon, you were just blaming the Musharraf government, and you've seen the elected government.
I have even shown pictures tonight. My question is at a broader level. No, my question is to KC Singh, please. 1 second. KC Singh, I began the discussion by showing a tape. No, 1 second, gentlemen. There's no point debating this. My question is to KC Singh. I showed a tape today. KC, I showed a tape today, which was a tape of the deal being done between the Taliban and the Pakistan army when Musharraf was the army chief. This is 2004. Now, people were hoping...
Pakistan also.
Pakistan army. People were hoping that this incident in Peshawar will be the turning point when Pakistan will look back and right from the 70s when General Zia-ul-Haq started sponsoring jihadis, will say we made a mistake. But will Pakistan do that? Will they admit we made a mistake? Will their policy towards jihadis change? KC Singh, please.
Strong steps.
KC Singh, please.
In these 2-3 days,
KC, please.
If Ms. Hamid will let anybody speak,
making sure.
Ms. Hamid,
can you
let
please
KC
allow
Singh
others to
speak.
speak?
If the question is,
Ms. Hamid,
if the question is directed towards
could you
Kasuri
please
Sahib,
also
The question
listen
was
rather
directed
than
at KC
speaking?
Singh, Ms. Maiza Hamid,
Kasuri Sahib,
please.
you're welcome to answer.
Ms. Hamid.
I've raised my case.
Yeah, could she please keep quiet?
She is.
Ms. Hamid, can you please listen? Have the courtesy to listen to other people on the panel, please. If this is the way Indians, Pakistanis are going to behave, what's going to happen to the two countries? Civilized, educated people shouting at each other, not even listening to each other. How the two nations are, obviously, terrorists are not very happy with such behavior. Basically, Arnab, you're right. What happened was that when the Al-Qaeda elements were pushed out by the Americans from Afghanistan, they were given protection by the Pakistanis and they were lodged in the tribal areas. 2005 is when Osama bin Laden lands up in Abbottabad. So all the senior leaders were living in the tribal areas, and that is where Al-Qaeda regenerated. And when they were regenerating, they radicalized the tribal areas, and that is the birth of Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. It was born from that marriage between Al-Qaeda, given protection by Pakistan, and the tribal groups. And so Swat Valley is the first one they overran. That is when the Pakistani military started cutting deals with them. They would talk to them, mullah radio and so on and so forth, and then they will cut a deal and the deal will break down. So it went on from one area to the other. There were a series of deals. Finally, when Musharraf attacked the Lal Masjid in 2006, the fight started. That's when Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan became the enemy of the Pakistan army. And the fight has been going on since then. It's Musharraf who began it, both the deals as well as the fight. And now, of course, he wants to be on their side because he's in jail.
Yeah.
He wants to become a hero.
Yeah.
But the problem that we are discussing is not that. That is a Pakistani problem. When Pakistan talks of terror, they're talking of that particular portion of the Taliban, not even the main Taliban in Afghanistan, which they are supporting. They are not talking of the Punjab-based groups. They are not talking of Hafiz Saeed. And that is why in India, despite Prime Minister speaking there, despite the children, what Ms. Hamid said, everybody here empathizing, for Lakhvi to be let off the next day, obviously this is not something they planned overnight. They had already given a loose rope to Hafiz Saeed.
Precisely.
Because 10 days ago he had that big rally in Lahore.
Precisely.
With the full support of Brother Sharif.
Precisely.
With lakhs of people there and with police in attendance.
Precisely.
So they had given a free rein to Hafiz Saeed.
Let me add
what
why.
we see now happening is, this is a turning point. Now let me just finish. This is a turning point. Either the Pakistan government, Nawaz Sharif, now uses this opportunity, the great shock they have had after the slaughter in Peshawar, to finally say that he is not going to play this game and he will go after whoever is involved with radical elements. He has said that. So let him, as they say, put his money where his mouth is. So we want to see that not only that Lakhvi is detained for another 3 months, but they build a credible case. They haven't given voice samples. David Headley's testimony is there.
The first person, Nawaz Sharif, should investigate.
Yeah.
And the thing that Nawaz Sharif should investigate is simply this. Nawaz Sharif should investigate how it is a big coincidence
You are controlling
that the Taliban killed... No, 1 second, Mr. Kasuri. The Taliban killed Benazir Bhutto. The Taliban was very friendly with General Musharraf. And
Exactly.
Benazir Bhutto was the biggest threat to General Musharraf.
Exactly.
Now we can believe it's one big coincidence.
One of the charges, incidentally, Arnab, one of the charges...
Twice.
1 second.
No,
Mr.
one of the
Kasuri,
charges on President
Mr. Kasuri,
was the
Musharraf was
assassination,
threatened by
was being
Benazir and the
complicit
Taliban killed
in Bhutto's
Benazir.
assassination.
God's sake, have a mercy.
Please, no mercy.
If
There
you
should
have
be an
any
investigation into whether
decency,
Musharraf
that's one
had a
of the
role
charges
in
against
Benazir's
him.
assassination. There should be an investigation into that.
That is one of the charges.
Well, certainly it's a serious charge. And
No,
Mr.
that is one
Kasuri
of the
should be one of the
charges,
first
Arnab,
people
against him
to demand an
of
investigation
complicity.
against his leader, General Parvez Musharraf.
Arnab, can I come in, please? Arnab, can I come in?
Very briefly, GD, I have to wrap up now. We'll take this
Arnab,
discussion.
Can I please make one point?
Yes, but Arnab, I would like to
Arnab.
just amplify what K.C. Singh
Arnab, I
has
just
said.
need to make one point.
Mr. Nawaz Sharif made a statement that he will not distinguish between good Taliban and the bad Taliban. But I'm afraid he said not a word about the Lashkar-e-Toiba, about the Jaish-e-Mohammed, about the Hizbul Mujahideen and the Indian Mujahideen.
Precisely.
All groups that have been targeting India in specific, who have been raised, trained, armed and inducted by the Pakistani army and ISI. We are yet to hear a word that action
They don't
will
have
be
the courage
taken
to.
against
Maruf,
these.
I'm closing
Forget
now.
about hearing a word. What
No,
we
no,
get
one
in
second.
terms of action is that we have Zakiur Rehman Lakhvi.
I have shown the tape tonight. Everyone across India now realizes, I'm sure, the level of the closeness of the relationship between Pakistan Army and the Taliban. The Pakistan Army created the Pakistan Taliban.
Liberalism.
The Pakistan Army created the Pakistan Taliban. The Pakistan Taliban is a creation of the Pakistani army. However harsh that sounds,
No, I don't
that
think so.
is the reality.
This is an extreme kind of
And I
statement
thank
that
everyone.
You are making. No, but you are maligning
I
our
thank
institutions.
everyone for joining me on debate number 2 on the Newshour tonight. Thank you.